Hey YouTube, what's up? We are coming to the end of 2023, which means you may be thinking about your goals for 2024 and the business you want to build in the next 12 months. Stay tuned. In today's video, I'm going to share with you one thing I have done in the last 12 months that has made a huge impact on my business, and you can do it too without a lot of effort. Hi, my name is Andrea. I am the founder of Legacy Creative and a brand strategist. If you're new here, welcome. My team and I are on a mission to make building a business and a brand super simple so that you actually get it done. And if you're returning, welcome back. I'm glad to have you here. Now, we're coming up to the end of the year, which means if you're like me, you're starting to think about your goals and your dreams and your aspirations for next year and how you can make next year better than this year. Here's the cool thing. This seems to be like a common thread for a lot of the people we work with right now. They're like, hey, I have everything I need to make next year the best year ever. I'm just not sure where to start. Now, sometimes what happens is when people aren't sure where to start, they're afraid of committing to something that they believe will work because in the past they failed. So what we're going to talk about today is how you can get over that fear of failure, how you can create a commitment to yourself and to your team or whoever you work with that you will actually follow through on. I did this myself in the last 12 months and I'll share my results as well. Okay, so here's the thing. It's actually not that hard to build a business that gives you six-figure profit every year. It does, however, take becoming the person who can own and run that business. And that can take focus. So here's a fun stat. Right now, 3% of your market is actively buying what you are selling. 57% really isn't ready yet. And 40% of your possible buyers are getting ready to buy. And that means that is the percentage of people that you want to be targeting with consistency in your business. They're not quite ready to buy yet, but they will be soon. Look, over the last decade, I've helped a number of our clients create sustainable businesses that provide healthy profits, great lifestyles, and a sense of purpose in their business. That's really living the dream, isn't it? Well, if you too want that result, one of the things you have to do is identifying what is the rhythm and consistency that you want in your business and what is that going to look like. The reason I know how to do this is because not only have I learned how to master this for myself, I help my clients do the same. And for the record, when I say master, what I really mean is that getting the rhythm in your business is something that I personally see as a lifelong quest for me. And I believe that if I look at it that way, then I will enjoy the journey and the creation process, and every day will be full of joy and fulfillment in my business. Hopefully, what I'm about to share with you will help you inspire to have that same sense of flow on a daily basis. Okay, so let me ask you a question. If a year from now, your life would look a little different or a lot different, and you owned and ran the business that is closer to the dream business that you want, what one action could you commit to taking consistently between now and then to make that business happen? I'll give you a second to think about it. So here's the trick. If you're going to commit to doing something consistently and make it stick, it has to be something you cannot fail at. I'm going to give you my example in a second and show you how one decision I made a little over a year ago has leapfrogged my life and business to where it is today. But before I do, let's talk about some brain science and why this works if you do it. You may have heard me or someone else say that neurons that fire together wire together. And what that really means is that neurons are thoughts. And the more you wire your thoughts together around a particular outcome, the stronger those habits and thoughts become. And it creates a pattern in your brain that eventually becomes an automatic habit. And because those neurons, which are thoughts, start to light up closer together at the same time, they essentially become duct taped together in your mind. And just like a cable or a string that is stronger when it's woven together, your thoughts and your habits become stronger and they create the results that you want consistently. Now again, especially with building a brand and a business, I see so many people, my clients and myself included, want to go from level 1 to level 10 and skip all the levels in between. Like it will magically happen if you just start at level 1 and boom, you can make it to level 10. So here's one of the best examples of like not being able to go from level 1 to level 10 is a video game. If you or someone you know plays video games, which I don't, but my kids do, I know what they have to do is they start their video game at level 1 and they master that. So they go to level 2, then they go to level 3, then they'll go 4, level 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? If you were to go right from level 1 to level 10, you'd get annihilated in the game because you don't have the skill to play that game and you don't know how it works. Building your business is actually the same, and this is something that so many people don't teach, and it drives me bananas, which is why we're going to talk about it right now. So back to my question. I want to ask you, what's that one thing you could commit to for a year to see massive growth in your business? Here's the trick. If you make that one thing so freaking simple you can't fail, no matter what you do, you will follow through with it. When you make it super simple, you grow your self-esteem, you build your internal confidence, and all of a sudden you see those neurons start to fire together and wire together, and they pay off in results. So So here's my example. And I realize as I say this out loud, I'm going to sound like a little bit of a hypocrite, kind of like a mom that says, do as I say, not as I do. So I've been running a business for over a decade. And most of those years, my business has been in the top 10% of business success stories, which means that I'm like making lots of money, providing for my family, everything's moving fine. However, my business was largely based on referrals. And that is frankly a super dicey way to run a business. And I knew that to take my business to the next phase of where I wanted my business to be, I was going to have to establish my own brand and have my own lead source that was independent of referrals. I've known this was a hole in my business for years. And prior to a couple of years ago, I used to think that I would just start a YouTube channel, start an email list, get really good on Instagram, get really good on LinkedIn, and do it all at once. Like I would magically get all of the skills for myself all at once. Remember, I do this with my clients all the time. We actually help them build this stuff. And yet for some reason, I had some unrealistic expectation that for me, it would happen all at once. And yet I somehow thought I wouldn't have to go through the fundamentals where I started somewhere and then got good at that and then did something extra and got good at that. I, for some reason, thought I could be good at all of it all at once, which by the way, was never gonna happen. Guess what? I don't care who you are. That's not how it works. You don't get good at everything all at once. So a little over a year ago, I got super real with myself and realized that the trajectory of my business was not looking so great and it isn't the business I wanted to build. Therefore, I decided to take my own advice as though I was a client and thought, what is the one thing I could do differently in my business that will get me to where I want to be in a year? After some evaluation, what I decided was 1 email per week sent to my little tiny email list consistently. That's all I committed to. I didn't think about a YouTube channel, what things were looking like on Instagram, how I appeared on LinkedIn. I didn't even think about what was on our website. All I did was thought, what if I got really good at sending 1 email per week to our list? Sometimes we would link to a blog post, sometimes we wouldn't, but do something that was valuable for those people and see the people on those email lists as the people I wanted to serve and love. That's what I knew I could do and what I could commit to, and it was the one action I thought I couldn't fail at. So that's what I did. 1 email a week sent to our list. We put thought into it, I put energy into it, and I really just thought about the people that were gonna read that email. How could I be of highest service to them? Here's the crazy thing I didn't expect to happen, and it kind of feels like it did happen all at once, even though it's taken a year. First, someone responded to one of those emails and said, hey, I want to work with you. You're the one that I think will help me get to where I want. She's a freaking dream client, and it was a huge dopamine hit for us. That was like, hey, this is fun. Let's see what else happens. Then someone else reached out to me and wanted me to be on their podcast. Yay, another dopamine hit. Then I mapped out how I could add to that first thing and create this weekly YouTube episode, and that started to bring me clients from the other side of the world. Plus, it established credibility with other people in our industry that have bigger audiences of our ideal clients, and they've asked me to work with their clients. And in a little bit more than a year, what started as a small commitment to myself has grown and grown, and now we have dream clients that are blessed to work with. We're getting epic results in their businesses, and our messaging is getting clearer. It was like the confidence I built in myself and my team by doing just that one thing gave us the confidence to get a clear vision and keep adding on and on and on. When you can see the invisible, you can do the impossible. That is from a book called Becoming Imaginal by Thomas Redmick. This is what I'm talking about. When you can create the impossible in your life by seeing one little thing that used to be invisible to you and you start making it real, the rest of the results will start to appear. So let's wrap this up and go back to my original question that I started with. What is your one thing that you can commit to, that you can't fail at, that no matter what you can commit to for the year to come? So in my example, I told you my one thing was the email that we sent every week to our list. However, it doesn't have to be that. I'm going to give you a few other examples of things that you could do in your business that I promise will help you drive forward. Maybe it's spending a certain amount of time every day connecting with your ideal clients on one platform, like just Instagram or just LinkedIn. It could be committing to an hour a day or even as little as 15 minutes. If that feels overwhelming and you're not sure you can commit to that, maybe just do an hour a week, because I promise if you just make one little commitment to yourself, it starts to pay off in other ways. Or maybe it's committing to just reaching out to a certain number of possible clients that you're going to talk to every week. Reach out, start a conversation with them, and see what you can do to serve them. Another option, of course, is send 1 email a week to your email list. That works really well. And if you can't do 1 a week, maybe just do 1 a month. Or maybe you decide to do 1 call to action a week on your social media and invite people to work with you. That often works as well. 1 post a day on your platform could be an idea. Remember, we're going to keep this simple. Make it doable, make it tiny bite-sized action, and make it something you can commit to. I promise when you get good at that, the next thing will appear for you. All you need to do is focus on creating momentum in your business and your brand. I hope you found this helpful. Now, if you'd like to get that weekly email that we send to everybody, we're still doing it. Give us your email address. There's a link below, and we'll send you an email that's full of juicy goodness to help you build your business and your brand. I hope you found this helpful. Until next time, my name is Andrea. Make it a great day.